Discover Music NI.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 10 of the Discover Music NI podcast. This is our final podcast of the season. My name is Korky. With me, as always, is my good partner Kendo. Kendo, say hello to the fine people out there.
Hello, fine people out there. What's the crack, Corks?
I always introduce you like that. I never think about it.
But no, not always. Not
No?
always. There's because I did notice because I was looking out for it in a couple and it wasn't there. So it's not been every time, thankfully, because it would
Well,
be a
that's
bit too. It would be a little bit cheesy if it was.
As long as I don't sound like a game show host whenever I do it, I'll be fine. That's cool.
I'll be the first to let you know.
Oh, I know. I know. That's okay. That's not a problem. So what have we got lined up tonight, Kendo?
We have another check shirt to start with.
I do not. I am all out of check shirts.
No, I actually realized I had a bunch more, so I'm good for another season.
You bought that one especially for this episode, didn't you?
I actually did not. It's a nice designer one. So tonight we have music from Hex Hue, Lapse, and special guest Danny Hoot, aka HcBaby, which we are looking forward to. It's going to be a very interesting conversation, I would imagine, tonight. So looking forward to that.
Definitely, be good crack, so it will. And as we mentioned at the end of last episode, a wee bit different. So there's a wee bit of rap music coming our way.
Yeah, hip hop, which is a big change for us because neither of us particularly listen to that genre of music. Let's say, I wouldn't say we're adverse to it or anything like that. It's just not something we would necessarily choose to listen to.
I listen to a fair amount of hip hop.
Do you?
I'm down with the kids.
You could not have sounded any older if you tried.
I know. That's why I choose those words. No, I listen to a fair bit of hip hop. But anyway, by the by. So what? Also, actually, we have a special announcement later on this evening. So we do, but we'll save that. We'll not give anything away just yet. Save that for later.
Ooh.
Build a bit of mystery about it.
That's it.
So what are we kicking off with?
So we're going to start with a track by a band called Hex Hue, and the song is Anyway.
I don't regret it. I didn't feel it coming, but winter was so long. I really mean it. You say it's all forgotten, but I was so alone. Sick of all the pain. We go our separate ways. Nothing much to say. As we ride into the haze. Anyway, you better open up me, and I know you realize someday. Anyway, you're holding on to summer days, distant memories. I won't say sorry, 'cause you forget about the dark before the dawn. And I don't need it, the guilt of giving up on holding on. I gotta get away, clear some space to know I need to. I'm sick of all the shame. You know there's loneliness in me too. time to dismay. You couldn't keep me anyway. Eyes fixed ahead, pride to be tame. Your grip I overcame.
Yes, Kendo, that's how we start the show.
That's almost like an 80s anthem, that song. It's just to get that feel to it. That's Katie Richardson from Belfast with a new project, Hex Hue, and Anyway is the name of that track. So that's a way to kick it off, something a wee bit different, as we like to try and sort of open our minds a wee bit to something new there. So
and that's the remix by Arvo Party. So it is.
Excellent.
That's the remix version. But a great song. It's got that electronic, percussive, indie, alt pop kind of
sort of drum machine and that sort of element in there as well. Yeah.
Great song. Absolutely buzzing off that song.
Cool.
What have we coming up next? Will we make our special announcement?
Well, we would play another song first.
Play another song.
See how we get on. Will we maybe slide it in there before we get our guest out?
Maybe we will. We'll see what happens.
See how we get on. See if the vibe's right.
That's cool. That's cool.
So we'll kick on with another tune here. This is a band called Lapse, and the song is called Before You Go.
We don't say rising into love. There is in it the idea of the fall.
Paralyzed, caught by surprise. All that you do is making me lose it. But over time, rivers run dry. Get your approval, and I spy with my little eye. You out the door, I don't need you no more. I'm on my own shit, and I don't need this. No, I don't need this. Before you go, I don't want nothing from you. You say, what can you say to me? I don't need your condescension. I'm above this apprehension. I see through your games. Well, not today. You took a piece of me with you, but I'll pick the pieces up off the ground. And after all that we've been through, the words you speak, they don't make a sound. Don't make a sound.
cracking tune there, Korky. Another sort of from that kind of electronic kind of genre. Just thinking to myself, there would nearly remind you of the sort of elements of like Portishead, maybe not quite as trip hoppy as that, but certainly there's elements in there would remind you of something along those lines. You know, maybe somewhere between Portishead and St. Etienne, kind of in there somewhere.
Definitely. You know? I was laughing there because you and I were about to speak at the same time there, so it's sort of caught me off guard. But fantastic tune, so it is. Peter and Ellie, the two guys, the guy and the girl, whatever way, non-binary, whatever.
The two people
that are Lapse. But we've actually, well, obviously you and I know this, but we've been trying to get them on the last few weeks. But they're flat out making a lot of music at the moment, and if it's all sounding like that, then I can wait. That's all right.
Yeah, we can wait. Bring it to us when it's ready. Bring it to us.
But no, great tune. That's a great start. They are our final episode of this season.
Yeah, indeed.
So Kendo, we have our special guest waiting in our world famous now waiting room, our green room.
I know I think we're gonna have to get some decor if we're gonna go season 2. We're gonna have to get some new chairs and stuff in there. Maybe crack out for a beer fridge or something as well. Is
there money in the budget for that? Is there a budget? Did I have moved on the budget? There is no budget. The budget is zero.
Yeah.
The budget is minus, probably.
Yeah, that's fact actually. Yeah.
But anyway, look.
Good job. We're not running a business. So yes, without further ado, we'll get Danny Houston, aka HcBaby, in and quiz him on some stuff here.
Good stuff. People are fed up hearing us chatting, so we'll get somebody else to talk. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
And here he comes. Danny, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. How are you?
I'm not too bad, lads. Cheers for having me. Appreciate it.
No worries. Good to have you, sir.
Thanks for coming along.
Anytime.
What we'll start off, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, what you do?
Yeah, no worries. So my name is Danny Houston, aka HcBaby. I'm a rapper from Strabane. Been rapping about 17 years so far. I've got 15 albums and 4 EPs in the mix. Go listen to them.
Is that all?
So far, I had to fire that in there, you know.
Definitely. And you would collaborate with a lot of people as well, so it's not just your own albums you're writing on as well, you're writing another.
Yep, so there's a few rappers in the town, like Mr. Mills when he rapped, DK, you've got Jared I2, there's a boy called Ross McGillian as well, Big McGillian, and then there's a few boys from around the south as well, a boy called Mickey on the session, so there's quite a few projects, and I've got my finger in multiple pies, as they say.
Very good.
Excellent. There are a few, as you say, there's a few knocking about that you wouldn't even realize.
Get them out there, underground goat, boy.
This is it. It's so what we'll do, we'll just kick off then, and we'll play your first song if you would like to introduce that for us.
Yeah, no worries. So this is a song called Thankful. So this is just basically about, whenever you're going through things like heartache or depression or anxiety and stuff like that, and then you come out the other end. So those things that you go through kind of make you the person that you are. So whether you like them or you don't like them at the time, the song was really wrote about being thankful for them, no matter what you're going through, because at the end of the day, they really make you the person that you are.
Yeah, excellent, good stuff. And here we go.
Yeah, that's life, man. No one said it would be easy, but no matter what it brings, ups and downs, highs and lows, just gotta take it in, be thankful for it. Listen up. I've been living this life, ups and downs, highs and lows. Have I been living it right? To be honest, man, I don't quite know. But I'm on this path, I'm on this journey, man, I'm learning. That pleasure comes with pain, yeah, that's what keeps this planet turning. For the times when I was depressed, that I couldn't see the light, I'm thankful for those times they made me appreciate this life. For the times when I was afraid, and I didn't know what to do, I'm thankful cause I faced my fears and I overcame them too. For every time that I failed, every time I was feeling stuck, I'm thankful for those times they taught me how never to give up. For every time I was sad, for every tear that I shed. They taught me that it's okay to cry until my eyes are red. For the times when I was alone and I was going through hell, I'm thankful for those times they taught me how to love myself. For the times when I needed help, but I handled it like a man. I'm thankful for those times they taught me just how strong I am. I'm thankful for it all. 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 Things we go through that makes us who we are. Everybody's fighting battles, everyone's got them scars. But I say with pain comes pleasure, they both go hand in hand. As well as the bad times, we get the good times, now you understand. For the times when I make music, every single night I write. I'm thankful for those times they turn my darkness into light. For the times when I'm with my friends, they support me, yeah it's true. I'm thankful cause they make me feel like there's nothing I can't do. For every time that I win, for every goal I hit, I'm thankful for those times because I know that I don't give in. For the times that I am happy and the sun is in the sky. I'm thankful for every time that I laugh so hard I cry. For the times I'm with my wife, she makes a heaven from this hell. I'm thankful for those times they taught me how to love someone else. For every time that I breathe, for every morning I open my eyes. I'm thankful for those times because I know that I'm alive. I'm thankful for it all. Oh, I'm thankful for it all. I'm thankful for it all. I said I'm thankful for it all. 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 I'm thankful for it.
Brilliant tune, Danny.
Yeah,
Brilliant tune. Really enjoyed
absolutely.
that. Really positive message with that one too, as you say. You know, being thankful for everything, that no matter what gets thrown at you. Like, that's excellent. Enjoyed that.
Thanks very much,
brilliant.
guys.
Good stuff.
Can't always be swearing. You know how it is.
Well, this is it.
Well, that was the PG-13 song, wasn't
That was the U song. That's universal there.
it? Well, yeah, that's universal. Yeah, exactly it.
And something you'd mentioned before, that's like that whole album is the same, isn't it? That you consciously made an effort to write an album without any swearing on it.
Yep, the whole album was pretty hard to do, hey, but we got there in the end. I think there's 12 or 13 tracks on it, like so.
Brilliant.
But I think I made up for it on the albums after that. Plenty of swearing went down.
Well,
Was it
that's
recorded during Lent or something like that? Was it?
It was recorded during lockdown, hey, just had to try and make it a wee bit different, hey. And so if you've got any wins that don't you don't want them listening to rap, you can fire that one on for them there.
Get that one on then. Happy days.
good stuff. They can still listen to rap music without having to get all the parental warnings and all that kind of stuff.
This is
That's
it.
it.
I'm like Will Smith with Strabane.
I like it. I like it.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I always remember an
So-
interview he done years ago where I think it was his grandmother or somebody had said to him about, whatever music you don't have to swear in it. And from there, he made a very conscious effort to write without any swearing in it. I thought, fair enough.
He doesn't do any swearing at all, but he's loud and he's good on the mic, like so.
Aye.
It's hard not to listen to, like.
Aye, well, that's true.
Just moving on from that slightly, we're just going to ask you maybe just about your influences. Assuming obviously you're influenced quite heavily by other rappers and so on, but if you want to, who would be your main influences or have been influences on your life and stuff like that?
Yes, sir. So my main influence for rap anyway is mostly Tupac. So Tupac and DMX and J. Cole and obviously boys like Eminem and stuff like that. But also listen to quite a lot of rock. Like so I would listen to like Aerosmith, maybe Korn, Blink-182, Metallica, and then you'll get some random stuff in there like Motown and Pink and stuff like that.
Very good.
But quite a large genre of music I would listen to. But
Yeah.
I would listen to Tupac every day.
Very good. Excellent.
Cool.
And is that music you've grown up listening to?
My big brother, like whenever I was growing up, some of my brothers would have listened to quite a lot of rave. So I would have like a lot of hard house and wouldn't be too much of a big fan of hard house. But like my older brother, he would have listened to like Metallica and Pantera and Aerosmith, and then my mom be running around listening to like David Bowie and stuff like that. So I think all those things sort of combine together, along with me listening to rap.
Yeah.
This is the product.
Quite a click though, because I was going to say it to you that I'd seen I think it was on your Instagram story one day there, and it was just all like Blink 182, and then it was jumping to something else, and then to something else, and it's gone. Right, okay. It was just like wasn't what I expected. I wasn't expecting that at all. Like, you know.
You have to stay open. I even recently started listening to a wee bit of country by called Luke Bryan. He's
that's a dirty word.
I don't like country, like, you know. Oh,
that's nearly worse than swearing.
Like, he's decent. Like he sings about hitting margaritas and all this here, so he's out there. Like
there's a difference between, and Kendo and I have had this discussion before, where there's a difference between country music and country and western.
Country music, country and western.
It's always country music developed in the blues, which the blues then developed in the rock and roll. But country and western is your lap steel guitars and banjos and all that kind of stuff. Kendo's not a fan.
Not necessarily. Whenever you're saying about the lap steel guitars and stuff like that, because a lot of other artists have used them and stuff too. But you know, when you consider Neil Young and performers like that would incorporate things like that. So you can't name and shame instruments like that, Korky. That's
a bit of Gareth Brooks, like, you know what I mean? He's not country, but you can listen to a bit of Gareth if someone stuck him on. Like.
He's all rock and roll for me. I know he's country, but he's like a lot of his music is, because I listen to him quite a bit, and like I can hear all the blues influences in it. You know, the key songs are written in scales and things like this sort of stuff. So I hear a lot of the old blues, the old rock and roll style in his music. But I say country and western then for me is your banjos and tin whistles and
boys running around their horses and all.
Exactly.
Up for a bit of country music here as well. I don't know what's going to change, man.
That's fair. Anybody that's watching this that listens to country and western music is going to turn off. That's them. They're gone. We've lost them.
The only person we'll keep listening is Sean. Our mate Sean keeps pestering us. They have country and western and stuff on. I was like, nah, it's not happening.
He's do right, lads. He's do right. He's do let me know. I'll not listen to that episode.
So we'll tell you, skip that one.
There won't be a swearing warning on that one. There'll be a music warning on that one.
Kept the clean so far now as well.
So you have another song that you're going to let us listen to now this evening. You want to tell us a wee bit about it?
This track is called Keep It Lit, so it's featuring a boy called Mickey from Ballybuffet. So this is the title track of my latest album, also called Keep It Lit. So this one's just a bit more fast-paced, showing a bit of different flowing, and there's a lot of swearing in it.
So be warned.
So be warned.
I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop, I won't quit, I keep it fucking lit. I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop, I won't quit, I keep it fucking lit.
Take a hit, keep it lit. Exit the web, I'm a fucking misfit like break it down, that high squidgy black kitty fucker, they say keep it down. I've been around the town, perfecting my sound, going round for round like on the set. Call me Mr. Criminal, subliminal, destroying syllables, carnage critical. Yeah. You see H.C. Mikey on the big TV, smoking up the trees on a murder spree. It's a cup of tea, towels of LSD, it'll open up your mind, G. Of course, we taking over the game. Irish hip hop, it's our domain. Bringing the rain, spitting bars out of sage like a fucking hurricane. Keep it lit.
I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop, I won't quit, I keep it fucking lit. I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop, I won't quit, I keep it fucking lit. HcBaby are going back to back. It's me and Mickey on the stage with a brand new track. He's fucking better than us. I come alive at dusk, I spitting fire when I right turning my raves to dusk. It's getting better and better, that's right, whatever the weather. And HcBaby bring the rain, it's getting wetter and wetter. Never ever go slow, keep my foot on the pedal. That's fucking magic when I flow, I'm turning wood into metal. They're a fiction, only spit facts. It's just the underground king, only my teeth for getting plaques. Who wanna test? Fuck a town, step up. From turning wood into metal, what kind of making you chumps? Well, let's see, man, you're fucking with the goop. I'm LeBron and Mike mixed with a little bit of cool. There's no fear when I step on the court, man. I'm like Steph at the Luger. You get me space in the score. I keep it live. I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop. I won't quit. I keep it fucking lit. I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop. I won't quit. I keep it fucking lit. Keep it lit and never last the flame. 14 albums dropping, coming back again. Increase the pain and then increase the flow. If you find somebody better on these streets, let me know. I'ma burn them and take them into the furnace and bake. I'ma rap on the Richter scale. Keep the earth fucking shaking. The shreds, there's no slowing down, man. I'm surrounded by clouds. Just rap games like a circus. Do the shit from my town. That's Strabane till the day that I die. Steady smoking when I spit. You see the pigment on my eye. HcBaby's boys reeling in D. I wear this music like a suit that's right, it's tailored to me. I grab the mic and start popping shots, and then I fuck the beat that's right to rock the spot. And if you wanna be fucking specific, only one adjective for me, man, it's fucking prolific. I keep it lit. I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop. I won't quit. I keep it fucking lit. I don't know if you know what I know, but I know I won't stop. I won't quit. I keep it fucking lit.
Thanks very
Excellent.
much.
That sounds really, really good. So it does. And
Cheers.
you really make up for the lack of swearing in the previous.
Had they throw it out there, you know, swearing in that one. Like I usually like doing a bit of more of storytelling, like, but on that one I had to do even more different flow, even the punchlines, keep it interesting. Just
That was just all in the interests of equality and all there then.
that's just how it is. You know what I mean?
No, I was just thinking to myself, like you could hear that at like a house party, or that, you know, that it's just one of those very, very lively, punchy track, like really good. Really enjoyed that too.
Thanks very much. That's what I was going for whenever I was writing it.
Good stuff. And then that fella Mickey in the sesh you work with there, it's obviously he featured on it with you. He's from Strabane as well, is he?
He's from Balbuffet.
Balbuffet.
We just got a new EP there. That one's for the smokers out there. So if there's
Alright.
any he's out there listening to this and he's like a bit of rap music, you can fire that one up.
And then just because I mean, you know, we've already mentioned you've written 15 albums and, you know, the space of like 3 weeks. But where do you find the time even to do that? You know, you come home from work, you have dinner, chill out with the wife, and then you just spend hours in the evening writing, listening to rhymes. How do you find the time for it?
He doesn't chill out with a wife.
Oh, I have to make sure, don't you worry. Make sure to get now. Well, I would set myself a couple of nights a week, like 2 or 3 nights a week, and so some nights I would go on and game with the lads, and then after a game, I would make sure they sit for an hour or two and do some writing.
Very good.
And then like especially over lockdown too, there's been nothing
Yeah.
really else to do. So a lot of time I would have spent a couple more nights sitting and writing as well.
Brilliant.
And then just to be able to put out so much stuff, I just every time I do an album, and then I try and make the next album that I'm doing sound different. So I might be rapping about maybe the same topics and content, but I'll pick like a different feel for the album, so a different style of beats and stuff like that. So I think that's how I'm able to keep putting out as much content as I have been putting out.
Well, that's good then, that you're constantly evolving your sound as well. You know, it's not like you're just going right, not to sound derogatory, but just like the same old stuff all the time. Do you know what I mean? That you're keeping it lively by going right. You're thinking about your topics and you're thinking about your sound as well, which is you know, it's a good way to keep yourself going. Like,
It kind of keeps you hungry, keeps it interesting. Like one album I have like sort of like an old school boom bap type of sound, and then an album I have, like you heard by that last track, that's like completely different than boom bap, and then you'll have like maybe slower, sort of deeper sort of songs in some albums and stuff as well. So I think it's the only way to kind of keep it interesting for myself too.
is there going to be experimentation into some country then after what you were saying?
Don't know about that, hey. If I could sing, maybe.
See,
And hear a wee cowboy hat and a bit of straw in my mouth.
if I hear one lap still on any of your songs, that's it. I'm done.
I'll be out here with my cowboy boots on, my next gig, what do you see?
Nice.
Brilliant.
We'll be there front and center. Line dancing.
Line dancing at the front.
Checkered church, lads, checkered church.
Definitely.
So we obviously spoke about your influences and your mass production rate, which is incredible. We'll go on to gigs, good or bad. So either gigs that you have good gigs that you have either performed or attended. So if there's a particular artist that you've seen that it's been a standout, and also the flip side, either a bad gig you've performed, I'm sure there hasn't been any of those, or a bad gig that you've attended going to see somebody. If you have any memories of any of those that you want to share with us, doesn't have to be just one if there's several.
Good gigs. Well, when we were doing the stuff with Enemy, like we did, we opened up for Snoop whenever he was DJing in Ebrington. That was pretty much banter. And then also up in Ebrington as well, we did the Nervo and Galantis. And I think for me, though, Townhouse Bar in Castleberg was whenever I opened up for Coolio. That was class. So got to open up for him, and then I was in the crowd then whenever he was up playing, and I brought him a bottle of Buckfast. So whenever he was playing, I handed it up to him, and he was passing it to his guitars, and they were lying drinking it and all. It tastes like church wine, mine, and all this weird. I was like, this is amazing. So and we got to hang out with him then afterwards, and got a picture of him upstairs, and he was like signing autographs for people, and me and Lisa were like holding it, and he was signing it while we were holding them and all for him. So that there's a memory they keep and cherish.
Absolutely, that's brilliant.
There has to be a video somewhere on YouTube of you giving Coolio a bottle of Buckfast. There has to be. I'm gonna go find it.
And you know what? Even if there's not, it's a story to tell.
That's it. Absolutely.
That's a good one.
I think that's me. That'll be my main one now for a gig I've played anyway. For a gig I've been to, that's been amazing.
Sorry. Before you go on, he's just moving on gently from having one supported Coolio, two supported Snoop Dogg, and then he just moves on to the next one. It's like
it's just what I do. You
know? That's Wes pulled some strings. He knew some people when he got the Snoop Dogg gig, and like that was mad. We were hoping we were going to get to meet him. So we were like, there was like a big trailer and he was DJing and stuff, and we were standing there like at the side after playing, and he pulled up in the car and got in, and him and your boy Corrupted, his crew, they were just DJing and rapping away, and then as soon as he finished, he got into his car and drove away again. So we were a bit heartbroken, but we got to meet his managers and have a drink with them, and they're the same guys that are the managers of Trailer Park Boys and stuff like that. So that's how Snoop was able to get on their show and that, and they were pretty sound. But I was about 15 feet away from him, like, so that's my claim to fame for Snoop.
That's a lot closer I've ever been to Snoop.
Yeah. and in Derry of all places as well.
I know, mad, hey. And he had this wee promo video beforehand calling it Ebrington and stuff like that, just his wee Snoop Dogg voice. But the feedback from it, like the people were saying that we were better than Snoop Dogg that night. But I think people were expecting Snoop Dogg to like do a concert, but he was just up there to DJ, you know what I mean? Like, so but we did put on a good show in all fairness.
Happy days.
As you say, kind of just casually like Coolio, you know, just what I do, you know. These
things happen. I don't go looking for them. They just come to me somehow. Like,
I don't look for them. They look for me.
I'm just out here making music. I'm not really trying, but somehow these things happen. So I'm happy for it. Like, it's one to put down for the CV, you know.
Absolutely.
I think Danny's maybe a bit too big time for us already.
He might just be, you know. He might just be.
Never, lads. I'm Strabane. Strabane through.
There's nothing to say. You can't have a big time from Strabane now.
Oh, well, you never know. I've never went out and tried. Like, I just like making music for the sake of making music. Like, but you know, if someone ever heard it and they were like, let's give you a go. Some label ever said it, like, I would probably be silly not to try it, like, but I don't even think I could handle it. You know, you always see like the amount of paparazzi, and you even hear famous people saying that it's not everything it's cooked up to be, like. That's true. So I just make music because I like to make music. So if anything ever happened to it, then happy days. But if it doesn't, then I'm always going to be making music. So
you're going to be making it. You're making it for the love of it. That's
that.
We've had a few people on talking about either themselves or like all other songwriters that they know. For example, there's a guy, what do we call him? Andrew Patterson said about Foy Vance. And Foy Vance co-writes songs with Ed Sheeran, and he'll be part of his writing team and many other people. And what was it he said? He went one night, he played Wembley Stadium one night, and then played some back bar in Bangor the next.
He supported Ed Sheeran at Wembley in front of like 40,000 people. and then like a couple of nights later, he's just back in Bangor playing to like 10 people.
There you go.
With
Amazing.
no ego about it either. Just like it's just this is what I do.
And, given the same performance both nights, like
You love to see it. That's what it's all about there.
100%, absolutely.
100%.
And then with gigging, obviously you mentioned Jared I2 earlier. Are there any other local rappers, hip hop artists that you would gig with or collaborate with and things like that?
Yep. Jared I2 would be the main one in the town, and then DK as well. So I think he's working on some new stuff. So hopefully he'll have some new stuff out soon. We've got quite a lot of songs together. I don't think you could air them on this podcast, half of them. But back when we were young and crazy, most of them songs are. But those are the main ones in the town. But then you've also got Rizlad. So hopefully I'll get to work with him sometime in the future. But he's out on the scene, and then we Ross McGillian as well. He's looking to start doing some gigs, but obviously lockdown's holding everything up for a lot of people.
Yeah,
fortunately so.
Indeed. So on the flip side of all the high rollers there that you're associating with, the flip side being any particularly memorable bad gigs either you attended or performed at?
I would say one that I wasn't overly happy with that I went to was there's a rapper called The Game. So me and a few of the ones from the town, we went to Dublin to see him, and he was playing this big class nightclub. I can't even remember what it was called, and he showed up. It must have been about nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. He showed up, and he was absolutely stoving. Like he was necking bottles of vodka on stage, and he couldn't even remember half his lyrics.
Jeez.
And like the wee boy that he had doing his hype along with him, he had to finish half his verses. And I was like, I was looking to leave halfway through it.
Jesus.
And it's someone I've been listening to since I was about 16 or 17.
Yeah,
and that was depressing. I got a song about it as well where I mentioned it about like your idols and how they meeting them and stuff like that might not turn out to be what it's like. And then like after that gig, I couldn't even listen to any of his music for weeks. I was like, no, I'm not dealing with it. Like,
jeez, that's a shocker.
I mean, that's bad. Like, because as you say, I mean, you obviously have traveled from you're traveling 4-5 hours, maybe depending, obviously, getting down there and spend the night and things like that. And you're sitting, as you say, you halfway through it, you want to leave. And you're sitting there going, why am I bothering to do this?
It wasn't good. Like people in the crowd were loving it because a lot of them were stoving, like, but I wasn't that drunk, and it just was not good. Like, but I think like also he had lost his dad a few weeks or something before that, like, so he must have been on a spiral. But like if you're on the spiral, you know what I mean, cancel the gigs. Like it's not good for your fans, like, or yourself. But it is what it is. I'll know if he's ever playing again. I'll be second guessing myself if I was ever going to go and see him. Hey, if I was in a nightclub, I definitely wouldn't go and see him.
Right. What do you mean?
So if there's any Game fans out there, just beware.
Sorry,
putting that out there, please. Spoiler.
Kendall, we'll just put in a wee disclaimer there for non-Strabane people who don't know what stoven means. I'm sure you can guess.
Bottle of Buckfast.
Bottle of Buckfast.
That's a bottle of buck. That's it. What about? As I said, not that I'm saying you've had any bad ones, but have you any memorable gigs that you performed at that would have been like memorable for bad reasons? Let's say. Performed it?
I can't even remember.
Not necessarily your performance or anything, but maybe the venue or the crowd or some of the other artists or something maybe weren't great or.
I can't remember what year it was, but we had like a gig near Christmas. It was like me and I2 and Millsy rapped, him and them ones. It was in the pool bar downtown, and like we had those big plans. We'll land down, we'll all wear suits and stuff. So we were going down to perform, all wearing suits, and like we were thinking this is going to be a class night, and like we all played pretty good in all fairness, but there was only like 5 people that showed up.
Oh, dear.
So we were just sitting there, just running around like, what is going on? Like, and like in the end, we were just running around being crazy. So it was one of them things. Like people show up, people don't, like, and we're going to play regardless. But
it was just the fact that you went through all the effort and nobody else did.
We were running around wearing suits and shirt and ties and blazer and all, rapping, and just nobody showed up. 5 people showed up and probably like, what is going on?
What's happened?
Heartbreaking.
It is what it is.
but it's one of those situations whether you're playing like some of the other guests we've had, it's like whether they're playing to 5 or 50 or 500 or 5,000, it's like you put on your performance because you don't know who's in, you don't know who's there.
Mm-hmm.
You might have done on those 5 in that wee bar in Strabane, but and anywhere else you're playing, you don't know who's there, you don't know who's listening, so you just go for it. So yeah,
this is it. And if anything, it's a bit of practice for yourself too, isn't it?
That's
true.
That's exactly it.
I suppose too, it's one of those things where you can practice your song, you make sure you've decided these are the songs I'm doing, you can make sure they're nailed down, but then your performance as well. You actually, as you say, if there's only 5 people there, then at least you're practicing your performance as well, and you'll know you might do something that these 5 people might go, oh, that's brilliant, and you'll know then, right, I'll do that next time at that point and things like that. So when you are doing it to more people in, hopefully obviously you'll get the same reaction from that as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Exactly.
Good stuff. We'll move on and we'll play then your next song. You've brought a recommended artist with you. If you want to introduce us, tell us what it is.
Yep, no worries. This is a boy called Paddy Mullen. He goes by the name of Q90. So this boy's from Derry. He's a rapper as well. So we've done a few tracks together. I'm actually sporting one of his t-shirts here today.
Very nice.
Representing. So this is a
just
track.
Make sure and blur that out. No advertising there, of course.
This is a track he sent us to me at the end of last year. And it's just kind of all around, like the lockdown and kind of feeling like you're being controlled and just basically wanting lockdown to end so we can all get back to a bit of normality. And he's also put out an album in November. It's called Occupying Space. It's his first solo album. So if you get a chance, get a listen to it. It's quite good. And this track's called Everything Is Clear.
Can't breathe, only thing on these streets is leaves that blowing and the breeze that would freeze, but the sun from the east cuts through with the knees from sharp, it's blinding. From the comfort of my seat I search and I seek, cause these walls are my shield for now, protecting the strength I will need in weeks that proceed. The time to accept and start preventing. In some way it feels it's all a bit mad, a virtual experiment, a test in a lab. Cage like the mice as the needles just stab as we walk round and round. Do a sit or a stand, peer from the distance, ground from resistance. The fall of existence wiped out what you miss as we grab what we can. Head for new lands, staying put in one place can be lost in a
January and February and March we were free now. At the beck and call of politicians. You can go to work but on you place restrictions. What type of crap is that, man? It doesn't make sense. I can shop with 60 people but I cannot see my friends. Too long now that we've been too locked down. We have to play online when you live 2 blocks down. The truth is that they're winging it, that's why I'm out singing it. Another extension is looming yet I'm bringing it. Human connection is what we really need. With every new rule they make there's a new conspiracy. Look after your health, man, look after your mind, cause this year has made it clear that all we really got is time. Granted the free space that we have, it's a trap we make. On control when we laugh on the soul is fake. Cause mistakes are made, we live life in the shadow of the evil that is past. Stitched with the thread we so fast as we open, and rich with the bread as the flour it be soaking. Fish for the rest and the net's full and heavy, we got mouths to feed, it's pure bread devotion. Never give in and never give up, I'm one for the future and express my emotion. I begin and commit, reach beyond the broken. Success is a journey and not a promotion. The mission I've been missing, feared acceptance and permission. With the vision I have risen from my mind's submission prison. I have listened with revision and additional tuition. Smoking clothes the magician, I will earn my recognition.
that's a great track.
Solid, isn't it?
That is very, very good. It's really on the nose with COVID, everything that's happened,
Yeah.
lockdown and all that kind of stuff.
There's almost like a somewhat almost sinister, undertone to it. The backing track on it. It's just like, yeah, you just have to pay attention, like listen to what's being said. It's.
I think he produces all his own stuff. He makes all his own beats and stuff as well. Like, so his album Occupying Space that I was on about, it's all real sort of spacey, those kind of sounds as well. It's really nice music. So it is.
Because it's like it starts off, it's quite sort of light and airy and kind of dreamy, and then that first vocal comes in with the reverb on it, and it sounds again very light and spacey and all that. And then you just kick in, and as you say, it's quite like there's an undertone to it. But
no, great track again. Great track again. Thanks for introducing us to that. That's great.
A wee guest appearance there, I believe.
Oh, indeed, of course. As I was saying, he sent me the track, and I was like, of course, I'll do a verse on that. What are you on about, like? Because as I was saying before, and you were chatting about, the beats with the melodies and stuff like that. For me, that's where my songwriting really comes into play. And I heard that beat, especially if you get a nice wee vocal in the hook as well. It's hard to beat.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
so see with the likes of somebody like that. I know Derry's only down the road, but how would you make a connection with another MC or another rapper? Would that be through social media, or would somebody reach out and say, look, would you do a verse for me, or would you meet at gigs, or how do those things normally come about? Because there's not that many MCs around.
Yeah. Well, that really came from, like, I was sharing my albums and stuff, and I think he was following I2 and stuff, and then he was liking the HcBaby page, and then he started sharing my stuff as well. And then I went in and just listened to some of his stuff, and then we were just kind of messaging each other over social media, Instagram and that. And then I was just saying to him, do you want to do a few tracks? So he's done tracks in some of my albums, and then he sent me that track as well. And I would say we're probably going to do some tracks in the future as well, because they usually come about pretty quick with RQ. But even your boy Mickey on the Sesh that was in that Keep It Lit song as well, like he's in Ballybofey, and it's just been pretty much the same, just messaging over social media, kind of what do you want to write about in this song, and that boy Mickey as well. We've got an EP coming out in the next 2 or 3 weeks as well. So surprise.
I was gonna say that's not really a big surprise, is it?
But it's as you were saying, like it is a bit different. You can't just meet up and go to a studio and sit down and write the song together. So we're just kind of messaging ideas. Will we go with this kind of theme? And everything is seemed to be coming together pretty nicely. Like,
I wish I'd done more homework on all these albums I should have listened to first.
Well, there's 15 of them, so it would have been a lot of homework.
We'd still be doing homework, Kendo.
Two a day next week.
We'll give you a week off, Kendo. How's that?
Thanks. Excellent. I think that's all for this evening, Danny. But thanks very much for coming on. It's been great to have you. We've been trying so hard to we've had singers and different types of bands and different types of singers and stuff like that, but to have an MC on, somebody from hip hop, makes it even better. We can kind of go right. We've got sort of that diversity again that we're trying to do. Spread our wings. We've been talking about it. This is actually our last episode of the season.
Yeah.
So we're finishing, as we said, we're finishing on a high because we wanted to finish on that crescendo, So
best for last.
That's staying in.
No, but thank you guys for having me. Like, I really appreciate what you are doing, putting a spotlight on some of the unsigned artists in Northern Ireland, like in our beautiful wee country. You know what I mean?
That's it.
There's not a lot of that out there happening.
That's exactly, that's why, that's obviously the main reason for doing this, because we the two of us grew up going to crappy wee bars to watch a band or a singer, or even the small gigs that used to get put on the Nerve Centre all the time every Friday or Saturday night or whatever it was, or even midweek, and you just don't get those opportunities.
You're our first hip hop artist to be on, so you're setting the standard now. You're number one.
Well, the rest of them that are coming on are going to have 15 plus albums. So
well, this is true.
I'm only joking. Pop their hip hop cherry lads. Get them in.
Yeah, standards are high. The standards are high. But yeah,
Be a
thank-
questionnaire,
thanks.
like, have you got 15 albums? No, that can't have you, lad. You come back when you've 15 albums.
Or at least let me feature on one. They can come on.
That's it,
Cool.
that's it.
We can do that. Good stuff.
If Danny's not on it, you're not getting in. Well, no, yeah, seriously, yeah. Thanks again for taking
Yes,
the time.
absolutely.
Been great to have you. Great to be chatting to you. Just without, find out a wee bit more about, especially somebody as productive as you are. How you're getting all that stuff out there, what way you go about it, collaborating, everything. It's really interesting to hear all that stuff. So yeah, thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Danny. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Pleasure is mine. It's been great. Thanks very much.
No worries.
I think that's us then. Again, thanks, Danny.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you get that sorted, then yeah, we'll look forward to hearing it.
Not be too long, lads. Not be too long.
I don't doubt it.
I have no doubt of that. No.
Again, Danny, thank you very much. That's incredible.
No worries. Cheers, lads.
No worries.
Enjoy.
Have a good evening.
All right. All the
care.
best. Thanks, Danny.
Cheers,
Cheers.
lads.
Good luck. Bye bye. So that was Danny Houston we had in there this evening. So Corks, without waiting about anymore, another song.
So, Kendo, coming up next, we have a three-piece Belfast-based band. Belfast-based band is easy to say.
I was going to say that's quite easy to say, isn't it?
Yeah. Called Paper Tigers, and this is a song called No Ghosts Walk.
So yeah, that was a cracking tune there by Paper Tigers. Enjoyed that.
So Kendo, we've kept the people waiting long enough. Tell us what this announcement were.
Season 2 is coming. The reason being, we've been overwhelmed with all the contact we've had, bands, artists, from even before the release of our first episode of this round. So we have a long list of people that have been asking, one, to play their songs, two, can they take part in some form, like they're happy to come on for interview and that sort of thing. So whether or not we get lots of people listening or tuning in, we're going to do it.
We are, and as you say, like the support, it's been incredible, and we can't thank everybody enough that we already have. Like it's been overwhelming, so it has.
Yeah.
And just everybody's been pushing it. It's been great.
And yeah, the idea is going to hopefully just give us a bigger spectrum of different types of music, different types of music to play, people that perform with those different types of music, getting talking to them, find a bit more about them, and hopefully their recommendations will open us up to even more avenues. So yeah, it's endless possibilities. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And as we said at the beginning of episode 1, way back when, that's what it's all about. It's not about us playing. I mean, a lot of these songs have become a lot of our favorite tunes because we've learned, we've discovered the songs, but it's not just about us playing music we like. It's about trying to help other people establish, or not establish, but trying to help other people discover new music and new bands and just
absolutely.
So
and we've said this as well. There's no genre of music off the table, despite our own personal tastes or opinions or anything else. We're trying our best to remain open-minded and get it out there. And so onwards with more.
Even country and western.
Can't believe you put me on the spot like that.
That's not a dig at anybody.
Cut.
We'll leave that out. Who? But yeah, no, it has been fantastic, and even already we're in contact with people about being interviewed for season 2 and things like that, and already the support for that has been incredible as well. People are
like just the season 2 aside, like this season 1, at the start obviously we were reaching out to people to contribute or to be interviewed and that sort of thing, and I don't think anybody said no. No,
I don't think they have either.
We may have had people said they were interested, and that was kind of maybe the end of the contact. But certainly people that came up and was like, yeah, pick me. I was like, and it's been fantastic. And we've got everything from, as we said before, people recording stuff in their bedrooms to people that are recording and touring around Russia or touring around the UK or Ireland or wherever it is. There's all those extremities, as I say, recording artists recording stuff, setting up a studio in their garage, or using a professional premises maybe in Belfast or Derry or Strabane or wherever it is. It's unreal. It's unreal, and I just hope that everybody has heard something new that they will listen to, they will support. But certainly during a pandemic, you haven't been able to see bands and singers for such a long time. So if ever there's a time to get behind them, it's from here on in.
Yeah, and as we were having a discussion a couple of weeks ago about once the gigs do open up and that again, there are going to be so many people. Like we were chatting with Danny and Tom about this too from Modern Rome, and they were saying about the music community, and I fully expect them once it opens up. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's all because of us. Absolutely not. I think we'll contribute like this little tiny bit of it. Hopefully, ideally, that'd be incredible if we did. But just because everybody's in the same situation, once the gigs open up again and everybody is able to go in and you can have 200 people in a room again, other bands are going to go and support other bands just because they're in the same sort of industry.
Yeah, that's it. And like you can see, we've spoke about this before, is you can see the little communities within certain certain towns and certain cities, and they might use the same recording studios, or they have done in the past, or they use the same producers, or they've been playing at the same venues for, maybe there's a lineup, maybe there's 4 or 5 bands playing a lineup, or a battle of the bands, or whatever it happens to be. People have crossed paths and they've made new friendships and things like that, and they all look out for each other, they share each other's posts, all these things. So it's like, as I say, there's all these little communities out there.
That's what it's about, supporting the local music scene.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Good stuff.
Unfortunately, we're bringing this episode to a close of the season and all the rest of it. So we're going to finish up tonight with Neon Apathy and Strawberry Jam.
Strawberry Jam. Let's go.
And here it comes.
And here it is.
In the shadowed land, span on the darkness stand. All woods there must be an end at last. See the open sun go past. I've been wondering so long.
So, in closing our episode and our season, we want to say a big thank you to all our, let's call them contributors in terms of
Absolutely.
the songs that we played by all the singers and the artists and so on, all the people, guests we've had on for interviews and playing recommended songs that they've brought with them as well. It's been fantastic. We've certainly had our ears open to some new music, and hopefully you all have had your ears open to new music. That is the aim of the game.
It's been incredible, as you mentioned earlier. You know, the support on even before the first episode went out, with so many people saying we want to get involved, play our music, interview us. You know, it's been incredible. It's, as we said earlier, and we'll say it again, it's been overwhelming how supportive everybody's been and how on board everybody's been. It's
absolutely
fantastic. And I might just cry.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
No.
But no, absolutely fantastic. So it is. It's been, and again, delighted to announce that we have a season 2 coming up. Hopefully before too long. We'll do like the bands and the musicians and all do. We'll just take like a 2-year break, will we?
A 2-year break, and I'll think of certain phrases and expressions to repeat umpteen times in one episode.
I mean, different things
for you to edit out.
Different things from 100% and Happy Days and Here It Comes and Excellent.
And great bunch of guys.
Great bunch of lads.
all them things. All them things.
Good stuff. There's another one.
Good stuff. Right.
But yeah, excellent. No, it's again, thanks to everybody that's been watching. Of course, as always, you can find in the description below all links to all artists we featured tonight. You will also find links to our YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, everything, all the social medias that you can think of. We're on them all. Kendo isn't aware of half the ones that we're on because I kind of took free reign on that. But we're on there somewhere. Just search Discover Music NI and you'll find us.
And the last thanks to Korky for all his hours of editing to put these pieces of funformation together.
Funformation, I like that. Coin that right now.
I just thought of that there now.
and I would like to thank your good self as well, Kendo, for using an iPad and not getting with the times and getting a PC. No, I'm always joking. No, that's been brilliant.
100%.
100%. Happy days.
Enjoyed every month.
Good stuff. No, but again, Kendo, thanks very much. It's been incredible. It's been emotional. And we will see you in season 2.
Good night.
Good night. God bless. Take care. Love you.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to our podcast, Discover Music NI. If you don't mind, like, share, subscribe, ding the bell and comment and tell all your friends. Thank you very much. Cheers.